Welcome in everybody to this week's edition of Valpo Football Weekly. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined by the head coach of the Valpo football program, Landon Fox. Valpo Football Weekly is brought to you by our friends at Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. And Coach, another week where the game was hanging in the balance going into the final play of the game. So I guess let's start there. Final play, 25-yard touchdown pass for Maris. Kind of what do you see from your standpoint on the game's final play?
Yeah, I mean, that's how all the Pioneer Football League games are going to go. So we better, got to understand it's going to be 60 minutes or even in this case, an additional few minutes. Probably the disappointing thing is that we didn't put ourselves in position earlier to win the game in regulation. And the tough thing is we are in position to make the play. Keon Turner, one of our better players on defense, has the ball dead to rights in terms of the interception. At the time, I thought we were going to, win it off an interception. And so the guy went up on a 50-50 ball and made a better play than us. And the big thing is you just can't leave it to chance, and that's what we did. That's the disappointing thing.
Let's talk about the blocked kicks. They've been such a key for the team, certainly in the game on Saturday, to help you be in that position. 2 blocked kicks. You have 4 for the season. You're one of 3 or 4 teams in the nation with 4 blocked kicks this year. What's it been like to see such success on those special teams plays?
Yeah, I think we put a lot of time and effort into, how we can come up with ways to create short fields, or eliminate points on defense. And so we want to take advantage of every snap, and we were able to block a critical field goal at one point, and then got the big pump block, which really spurred the change of momentum in the game. Ended up 21-14, and then obviously with the offense scoring, making it 21-21. So big for our program, and again, it's an emphasis we place on that.
You had a chance to win at the end of regulation, and certainly it was a long field goal try. Let's talk about sending Brian Bartholomew, your kicker, out for that long field goal. Have you seen him make from that distance in practice, and kind of what went into that decision at the end of regulation?
Yeah, Bart's, very, very good kicker, and I have a lot of confidence in him. And he had a little bit of wind at his back, and so I thought, hey, is your percentage better to throw a Hail Mary or to try the field goal? And I just felt like our percentages, and with the way I've seen Bart kick in the past, to give it a try. And to me, the one thing, Brandon, and again with our whole team, is he tried to do a little bit extra. You watch that kick, and he tries, doing a crow hop to maybe get a little more distance on it. And the thing that we're asking the guys right now is just do your part, just do it to the best of your ability. Don't try to do anything extra. And that's kind of what's happening to us, is we're trying to do some extra things that are causing some problems in other areas.
On defense, you were able to get stops behind the line of scrimmage with consistency on Saturday. 12 tackles for loss, 6 sacks were the most by a Valpo team in a game since 2009. How important is, and I think it's been a fixture since your time taking over as head coach, but how important is it to get those big plays where you drop the opposing team behind the line?
Anytime they're playing, offense is playing behind the sticks, it makes it challenging. So we were able to create some negative yard plays. However, I think if you look at it, you're honest in terms of your feedback. Like, if we could have created some of those earlier and often in the game, I believe they would even have harder time in terms of trying to sit there and drop back pass throughout the game and being able to protect. And we just allowed them to run the ball. I mean, they ran for 200 yards, and when they run for that many yards, you're not giving yourself as many chances to go back there and create havoc. And they were one of 14, 13 or something on third down. We just got to create more thirds down. So now they're, 2 of 7, 18, and so, that it's good to see, but we just have to be able to create more of them defensively.
You talked about the close games and how many close games there are going to be in the PFL, and your last 13 PFL games now have been decided by 12 points or fewer. And certainly there was a time years ago where Valpo football didn't have a lot of close games. And there was a stretch of years where there were a lot of games that were lopsided on the other end. So what's it been like to be in so many close games, and what are the keys to being the team that can come out on top more often than not in those tight PFL games?
Yeah, and that's the one thing I credit our guys, and I think it's been this way since we've taken over as staff. Like, our guys keep going, and so hey, there wasn't a lot of panic there with 21-7. We just kept playing. Next thing it's tied up 21-21, and you've seen that on a constant basis. The key is we have to do a better job is to be the one out 21-7, and then, okay, they score a touchdown, and we got to get the stop. To me, that's the key to then, all right, hey, close games, you're the team out in front, get a stop to win it, get a 4-minute drive to win it, and run the clock. But the details, Brandon, are what's important. The small details, they matter. And so that your eyes are in the right spots. You're making the plays that come to you. You're doing the right assignment. And so that was evident Saturday at times. We just didn't do that.
Let's look ahead to this week. You're facing a St. Thomas team that's a former Division III powerhouse, first year in the PFL. What's your take on St. Thomas joining the league, and what's your expectation for Saturday against the Tommies?
Yeah, St. Thomas, when you watch them on film, they're very good players, and they've done a nice job. They have a winning tradition there. But the one thing that sticks out in my mind is you watch them both offensively and defensively, very, very well coached. It's a program that's had stability, and when you have that, obviously it leads to success. But I think it's a program that does fit the mold of the Pioneer Football League, in terms of football school, but also an academic school. And so, that's the reputation of the league. That's what you want. And, the teams that fit that mold of student athlete, guys that put a lot of emphasis on academics and football together.
There he is, the head coach of the Valpo football program, Landon Fox. It's Valpo and St. Thomas on Saturday. For all the latest in Valpo football, you can check out valpoathletics.com or follow the team on social media. This has been Valpo Football Weekly, and it's brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.